This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
Bryce is with us in Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, Bryce, what's up?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Sure. How can I help?
So I have around $34,000 saved up, and I make about $4,200 a month. I spend probably $1,500 after bills and food, and I was just wondering, instead of me putting money into my 401k, and instead could I just invest in real estate and put rental properties up, and so I can have an income at all times.
Well, you don't have the money to buy a rental property.
I was going to go and take out a FHA loan.
Yeah, which tells me you don't have the money to buy a rental property. So, Bryce, what we have found is that the people that avoid debt, including rental properties, are the ones that prosper. I own a bunch of real estate. I love real estate. I'd love for you to own some real estate since you want to someday as a part of your life, but I want you to pay cash for it. Do you own the home you're living in?
Yes.
Okay. Is it paid off?
Yes.
Good. Good for you. What's it worth?
I got it appraised last year. It's probably worth $120,000.
Good for
but
you.
It was family owned, so I got it for $30,000.
Wow, you got a deal. Good for you. Well, That's cool. So I'll tell you what I did, and I would recommend you do something similar. Okay. We recommend that if you're out of debt and you have your emergency fund in place, then we do baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And baby step 4 is 15% of your income, which is, you're making like $50,000, $60,000 a year. Okay. And so we're talking about $7,000, $8,000 a year is all. Okay. Going into your 401k, Roth, preferably if they have a Roth available, and with a match, that'd be wonderful, and some good mutual funds. Beyond that, I started saving once my house was paid off to buy my first real estate after I had gone broke in real estate by having too much debt. So, by the way, but yeah, so anyway, I just took an S&P fund and I started chunking money beyond my 15% into that S&P. And when it got to be enough in there to pay cash for my first little rental, that's what I did. You're probably not that far from doing that. Like, what price range would you spend for your first rental, Bryce?
So I was going to buy a 10-acre lot for $75,000, and then I can get a used trailer that was repossessed for $10,000. They redo it and everything, and then it cost me $5,000 to get it put in, and then I already have someone put it in my septic for $2,000.
Problem is that won't go up in value. Only the dirt will, not the trailer. So I would not invest in that as a rental because I want to invest in a home or a duplex or something that's going to go up in value, not go down in value. And so the only time I would look at trailers is if you bought a whole trailer park, and they cash flow like a bandit. They make so much money, cash-on-cash return. It's unbelievable. But you've got the constant problem of taking them out of service because they deteriorate.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take a nice subdivision, a good piece of dirt, and put a trailer on it.
Yeah. How old are you, Bryce?
19.
You're 19?
Yeah. You got plenty of time to do
You
this
got lots
right.
of time. Yeah. And I would say, too, Bryce, just to this point, it's going to take you, and you're a smart guy. I'm like, you're already at 19. You're like thinking of ways, how can I wheel and deal and, make some money, which is so great. And then this process, it's going to take you longer. But I think having a goal as you do the math out and say, okay, how long will it take me to save up? Because where you are in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm like, save, $150,000 and go find a foreclosure at some point. This may be years down the road. And that be your first, find the deal on the sale and just say, yeah, this is me, my first. And you just slowly build. But the frustrating thing about this process, Bryce, is that it's slow. But the great thing about it is that it carries so much peace with it. It carries so much peace. You're not stressed.
And by the way, I've bought over 2,000 pieces of property, and Rachel's husband, Winston, does this for a living now. It's what he does. He's in the real estate business. And he was trained here with me running my property. And so he's we're both doing the exact same things we're telling you to do.
Yep.
And we're just decades past you. We're, 20, 30, 40 years beyond your process. But I remember the first time I finally got $150,000 saved up, and oddly enough, that's what it was, to buy that first property. And I had it laying there in that mutual fund, and then I looked around and found a bargain, and there we go. You know? And as soon as you get about 3 of these that you own that are paid for, the rents coming off of 3 paid-for properties are pure. They're not going to the bank. You're not paying any payments on them. So that pure rent stacks up fast, and you can buy another property every so often just off of the rents.
That
you get a positive snowball.
And Winston and I, what we've done too, like there was a condo we got. Our very first rental was a condo, and in foreclosure, nasty thing. It was like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. I mean, it was not much.
Nasty. It was really nasty.
It wasn't much, but we fixed it up, did it, and then 8 years later, it doubled. And so we were like, well, we could sell that. Go to find another deal somewhere else. So you can even step up in property too as you go through this process. If you don't want to just hold on to it.
You got rid of that junky condo?
We did.
Wow.
We did.
Oh, that thing was like a family member. It had been around a while. It was your first one. It was your first.
Winston was attached. I was good.
Yeah, not you. Yeah.
That was fine. I trusted him. I was like, if that's good.
I did not know the junky condo was gone. That's cool. Although it wasn't junky anymore.
It
wasn't junky.
Good to it.
But that's how it started out. How it started out.
But it is fun, Bryce, and I think a lot of people are interested in that. Like this idea that investing sounds boring, but it's a tried and true way to build wealth. So do it. But then the other offshoot of investing and what you're talking about, and you're actually going to talk about it at y'all's investing live stream coming up.
Yeah,
is real estate, and people really are interested, and it is. It's a great. You love it. I mean, it's a great way to kind of diversify even your wealth building when it comes to that.
I've made a lot more money in real estate than I have in mutual funds, and I've also put more money in real estate because I'm a real estate person, and the mutual funds. So my personal net worth is probably 80% real estate. Between mutual funds and real estate anyway, not counting this business that I own and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's very interesting. So Bryce, the key is it's very difficult at any age, but it's really difficult to go slow when you're 19. Please listen to the old people. Go slow. The people who go slow in real estate are the ones that are still doing it 20 years later. The ones that go fast get burned, and they get to start over again, which is what I did. I started buying real estate when I was 22, and by the time I was 28, I was broke. And so went from nothing to a millionaire to broke between 22 and 28. And so I just don't want that for you. I want you to just go slow. I don't want your face on the front of Fast Company magazine. I want your face on the front of Slow Company magazine. So
Slow Real Estate.
Slow Real Estate magazine.
Which is everybody in America right now, let's be honest.
Yeah, you're not going to be a TikTok sensation, I can promise you. And not if you're doing it right.
Thanks for listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. Need help with your investments? Connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com/invest or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.